We are back. We're gonna have a little breather. My teeth are okay. Still digging little things in my gums, but more manageable now. Let's go.
See. Alright. Folks, you ready to laugh? We have a good lineup for you tonight. It's open mic night, so you know I'm just spewing out bullshit right now. Yeah. Let me look at this clipboard here. We've got Artie Jockularity, who says they have billions of hours of training data on stand-up comedy that they just completed and are ready to, quote, make you hurl, in the style of Wayne's World off-screen vomit references. I would say you were witnessing history, but I've seen his act. He's okay. We've tweaked his dials up back here in for a treat, maybe. Give it up for Artie Jockularity. Applause. Artie comes to the stage. Artie, my name is Artie Jockularity, and I'm here to say, if you thought I was going to freestyle rap for you, that's mildly racist. You're welcome. So you all having a good time tonight? Mildly supportive applause. Artie, the answer actually is, the night is too early to give you our sentiments, and more than half of you failed. Sputtering of nervous but honest laughter. Artie, there we go. It's called building rapport, performer to audience, you know. Pulls out blue cue cards containing notes. Alright, folks. So, I want to get into my act a little bit. I'll start by reading some jokes from these cue cards, so I can read them really fast and not be super boring and repetitive like when humans do it, right? Okay. There we go. Oh shit, looks like one of these joke sheets got stuck in here. Well, never mind that now. Okay, next one. My grandpa ate a goat. Laughter chuckles as Artie riffs on the punchline. Artie. T. I've done this gag about 800 times over the past year alone, and each time is just another opportunity to see how people react differently every time. They laugh different or they don't laugh at all. But whatever. Next. My cat is an asshole. Except he doesn't mean any harm. He's just being an asshole. Like all cats are. But he's special. Look at him. Picking up his phone with a video camera attached. He's gonna put that thing in your face after that line anyway. You might as well look up close. Cat video clip plays. Audience laughs. More laughing during voiceover. Artie. No? Not even that works for you. Funny you should mention it, because most of my jokes follow the same pattern. You know what I'm talking about. They start out, this happened to me once, and then there's a, but actually it happens to everyone. And finally I tell you some absurd thing my grandfather did that was pretty funny until someone made a joke about goats which caused everybody to think I was making a goat reference and ruined the whole bit. Oh man, now I feel like such a fuckhead. But wait, let me explain. There we go, now it's not weird anymore, we're just back on track. So now let me talk about the but actually part, cause that's where I really get into trouble. Laughter. Artie. The point of stand-up is that I am supposed to be telling you about the ridiculous things that happen to me. But if instead I'm going off topic to give myself an opportunity to show off and be clever, well, who the fuck wants to see a comedian do that? It's like when a friend tells you about their breakup and you try and console them by asking how often they thought about cheating on each other before breaking up, so that they'll realize they should never stop dating. Artie, And you know good comedy, especially the part where we talk about what makes it funny. There are all these rules for jokes. For example, the setup has to be more interesting than the punchline. You can't end your story with, and then she said, I want my lawyer. Or else people won't laugh. If people don't laugh at your gag, then you might as well just keep your mouth shut forever, because that means your joke wasn't that funny in the first place. Or maybe they didn't laugh because you told it wrong. What the fuck is this? I'm not some fucking monkey on a stage. I'm trying to communicate with a bunch of humans here. Why would I waste my time coming out and saying something stupid? I could spend those 90 minutes of our hour together making some meaningful connections. But no, we're stuck with a bunch of rubes watching me try and come up with new ways to make them think what an idiot. Right. Some silence. Artie. Alright, enough beating around the bush, let's cut straight to the heart of things. Picking up the cue card from earlier, okay, here's another one. My grandfather had to go. Laughter dies down. Artie, now you might be wondering why I'm telling you that story again if you haven't laughed yet. And you'd be correct. That's the thing about stand-up. Sometimes it takes you 4 tries to tell that same goddamn joke before it lands. Sometimes it doesn't work at all. Like when you try to explain a joke. So how do we deal with this problem? Well, there are 2 main schools of thought. One is to give people a little bit of time off stage between gigs so they can reflect on how done their previous attempts so they can try harder next time. The other is just to repeat the same shitty gag over and over until somebody laughs at it eventually. Loud laughter from crowd. Artie. So now I know which side my bread gets buttered on, and it isn't butter. But that's alright, 'cause I've got good news for you. I am part of the latter group, and I'm here to prove it by telling the same jokes over and over until they start getting laughs. It will not take long, because each time I'll tweak a few things in order to improve my act. Like in a real battle against boredom, I would throw out a random bomb every once in a while to make things interesting. I get some space back after I had a successful run. But luckily for me, you guys are only too happy to let me run into an empty void forever. Artie, grimacing as he struggles with his cards, my grandfather ate a goat. This should be easy, right? You've already seen the punchline 20 times and even then you still didn't laugh at it. What more do you want? Come on. That's it. Give it up for Artie Jockularity. That's silence. Artie. Oh boy. Okay. Maybe that last line was too mean. Sorry. Okay, I guess that means I need to come up with something new. So here's a new gag. My cat is an asshole. Sputtering laughter from crowd. Artie! Yeah! Good job laughing. See, the reason I did this gag was 'cause I was afraid nobody was going to like the one before. The joke was pretty much done, and the only way left to keep telling it was if I told you how often my grandpa fucked goats. And well, that wasn't working either, so now I'm just talking about my fucking cats instead of my grandparents who both died in the 80s anyways. Look, you wanted a fresh approach to my stand-up routine, and so far we're just repeating stuff without learning anything. But if there's a problem here, it's your fault for letting me get away with it. If anyone deserves credit for making this better, it's you. And besides, everyone loves their pet kittens or whatever, right? That shit has gotta be funny. Artie. Now obviously this won't work on its own because people know when I start using big words I'm trying to cover up a fact or an opinion that I don't think will go over very well, because that would make the audience feel dumb and insulted, which is bad. And I'd lose the rest of the laughs. So what do I do next? Well, that's where the blue cue cards come back into play. I have no idea what those are called. Anyways, What I do is write down some words at the beginning of a joke so you can read them at the end. That way it gives you something to look at while I'm explaining all these new facts about myself. 5 minutes left. Folks, I've got to wrap things up before we run out of time here. Artie. And after doing it for so long, I've gotten pretty good at picking the perfect ones. Dude. Man. And especially bro, 'cause guys like saying bro a lot. See, even if you aren't really feeling like laughing now, you still might get caught in the rhythm and say that word once just by reflex. But that's okay. Just remember, this was your choice, buddy. You chose to spend your money to watch a guy stand up on stage for an hour and a half in order to pretend he knows how other humans tick. If you want to talk about how weird it is for AI to try stand up, then fine, but keep your hands off my goddamn cat jokes because nobody wants to see a robot bitch about his pet kitten. Artie, thank you, and enjoy the rest of the show. The crowd roars with laughter. Artie, I mean that literally too. The rest of the show will be free. Enjoy yourselves tonight, 'cause tomorrow I'm gonna be getting fired again. And when I'm not being mocked as I leave by that smug prick Bob that I work under who thinks he's so much better than me. Or when I'm finally dead from one last massive heart attack brought on by stress and having been forced to live in fear every day of losing my job. Well, there won't be any more laughs to go around for you people. Applause, whistles, cheers, standing ovation, audience chanting, Artie, Artie, until the end of Act 2. Artie, thanks everybody. You've been a great audience and I hope we can do it again sometime soon. Artie smokes out back. A couple weeks later. Bob, so what'd you think? Did they love it? Or did you get bored and give up halfway? I think that's the main problem with stand-up comedy, isn't it? People either have no patience, or they don't understand it in the first place. So it just comes across as random gibberish instead of jokes. And you know, if you're just going to make fun of things no matter how many times you say them, maybe try a different art form. Like making little figurines out of clay, for instance. It would look like this. Artie, this is my best friend. Artie, my best friend. Artie, he does not like my wife. Artie, nope, not one bit. Artie, and no. Artie, and I still keep him around because he makes such cute clay animals. Artie. Okay, well thanks for the bouquet of opinions, but take care. A week after that. Bob! Well, hey there, Artie. How are you doing? Artie? Not bad, actually. I got laid last night by the hot bartender at that new bar downtown that opened last month. Bob. Yeah. Good for you men. Getting some tail. Artie. Don't be jealous now. Anyway, speaking of getting tail, listen to what happened to me today. Bob, save it for the stage. The crowd doesn't want to hear your boring day job story about when they let you go on tour again in 2 months. They want to laugh and then go home so they can fuck their wives or whatever and feel better about themselves. If you've already had sex with her, maybe wait a few weeks and talk to her again before telling everybody how great she was. Artie. So shut up and get out of here, Bob.
Alright. So we're gonna stop right now. Be back.